Hello, students of class 3. A warm welcome to you all to EVS class. Well, myself, I am your tele-radio tutor, Miss Kahuliwotsa, and in today's class, I am going to teach you EVS subject, that is Part 1, Social Studies. And the name of the topic, the name of the lesson that we are going to discuss today is about how fire was discovered. It is on chapter 10, page number 57 in your EVS textbook, Social Studies Part 1. Okay. So in this lesson, we will be discussing about how the early men live. That is, how the early humans live. We will also be discussing about the process of development. And next, we will be discussing about how the fire was discovered. And also, we will be discussing about the importance and the uses of fire. And next, we will be studying about how to preserve our natural resources. And at last, we will be discussing about how to safely handle the fire. So, before we go to the further discussion, I will be telling you about the story of a little boy, Gogo. So, a little boy, Gogo, which is there in your textbook. It is there in your textbook. So, a boy, Gogo, lived with his parents. Okay, a boy, Gogo, was an early man. He lived with his parents. And then he used to wear the clothes made of leaf and also the animal skin. So their family does not have a proper house like us. So they used to move from one place to another place in search of food. And they used to eat uncooked meat and uncooked foods. And they used to eat the fruits and the roots of the plants that they found in the forest, that they found in the jungle. So Gogo, a boy, always used to go for hunting with his father. Okay, but most of the time the animals used to escape. The animals used to run away because they were using the stone tools, the sharp stone tools for killing the animals. But most of the time that the animals used to run away because the stone tools which they were using were not sharp enough, and the animals used to run away. And it was one afternoon, it was very hot, and then they saw a flash of light. Suddenly, they saw a flash of light from the clouds. From the clouds hit the dead tree. Okay, and then they saw some smoke, and later that smoke, the flash of light that comes from the cloud hit the dead tree. Okay, and then that smoke later turned into a huge orange tongue, like a fireball. And then it was a fire. Okay, so everyone was so frightened. Even the birds and animals were also very frightened, and they saw that the fire that comes out, the sparks that come out, it burned away all the plants and animals and burned them to death. So they found that fire slowly they could able to overcome the fear of fire. And then they found that fire used to protect them from wild animals, because even the animals were also afraid of the fire. So that could protect them from wild animals. So one day, Gogo father was sharpening his tools. Okay, he was sharpening his tools, and then suddenly he was rubbing one stone against the other. He was rubbing two stones. He was having two stones with him, and then he was trying to rub and scrub, and then the sparks comes out. When he was rubbing two stones together, the sparks come out, and that sparks burned the dried leaves, the dry grasses nearby him. And slowly they discovered that how to make a fire. Okay, and even today also there are some of the people who believe and worship fire. And from that day itself, they believe that it was a gift from the God. Let us now discuss about the life of an early early men. So the early men, you can see here on the picture, this is a picture of an early man. So the early men, these early men, they live like an animals. Okay, they don't have a proper house. The animals, these early men, they don't have a proper house. They used to move from one place to another place. They did not know how to build a house, and they mostly live in the caves and the rock shelves. So they don't have a proper house. They used to roam around the jungles, and then they used to eat what they saw in the jungle, like plants or the roots, the fruits, and even the roots of the animals, as I have told you. So they hunted wild animals and eat those wild animals that they kill, the meat raw. And they were not having a proper food, so they used to not having a proper shelter, so they used to roam from one place to another place in search of food, water, and shelter. So these elements, they also live in a small groups with children too. So see, this is the house of an early man. Okay, the early man does not have a proper house. They used to live on the caves. You know what is caves? Yes or no? Rock caves, and then they used to live on rock shelf. They also used to, these early men also used to eat the fruits that they found in the jungle, that they found in the forest. They used to roam and they used to eat the fruits that they found in the jungle. They even used to eat the roots of plants. These early men, they used to hunt the animals and eat the meat of those animals that they killed without cooking. The animals also does not have a clothes like what we are wearing now. They used to cover the bodies with the leaves and also the skins of an animal. And the animals, the early men also used to make tools with a stone by making the stone into shapes. They used that stones as their tools. And with these stone tools, they used to kill the animals. And slowly they discovered that by striking the two stones together, the sparks will come out, and it can even set the fire to the dry leaves or the grass, etc. At first, even the animals were also afraid of a fire, and even the early men also, at first, initially at the initial stage, they were afraid of a fire, but slowly they could able to overcome the fire, the fear of fire. So even the animals were also afraid of the fire. Let us now discuss about the fire, the discovery of fire, how the fire was discovered. So the discovery of fire was the first step towards progress. Slowly, these early men also, after discovering the fire, they found that the cooked food, the people started eating, these early men started eating the cooked food, and they also found that the meat that is cooked found to be very soft and tasty. So they started learning how to preserve the food, also preserve the meat. They use the fires not only for cooking, but also they use that for protect themselves. They use their fire for protection from the wild animals and even from the dangerous animals. And this fire does not only protect them from wild animals, but it also keeps the early men very warm and active. So this is about the life of an early man. These early men were the food gatherers. They used to roam from one place to another place around the jungles in search of food, water, and shelter. And they lived in caves and rock shelves. Their main tools, the main tools of an early man were stone tools. And slowly they discovered the fire, and they came to know that by striking the two stones together, the sparks will come out, and the sparks will come out and it can form a fire. Let us now discuss about the importance and the uses of fire. So fire is used for cooking our food. Yes or no? We use the fire for cooking the food. And fire also give us a light. Yes or no? Fire give us a light. It used to brighten. Our home also. It give us light. Fire give us light. Fire is also used for cooking, and fire also keep us warm and comfortable. Okay, so we use fire not only for cooking. We use fire not only for keeping us warm. We use fire not only to give us light, but fire is also used to melt the irons to make weapons. Okay, especially those peoples who used to make the tools such as spade or spear, etc. They used to melt that iron. By using the fire, they used to melt that irons for making those weapons such as spear, etc. Fire is also used to bake the bricks. You know what is bricks? Which means ita. Okay, so it used to bake the bricks for constructing the houses in brick factories. Students, those who are living in the urban areas, you might have seen the bricks factory. So in a brick factory, fire is used to bake the bricks. Okay, and then we use that bricks for constructing the houses. And even in the cities also, we can see that the fire. So some of the engines and machines is run with the help of the energy that is produced by the fire. So fire is very important for us. Okay, fire is very important for us because it makes our life very easy and comfortable. But at the same time, fire is very dangerous again if we don't handle it safely. Okay, so what are the ways in which we can preserve or conserve the forest is that the natural resources, what are the ways in which we can preserve or conserve our natural resources is that the burning of forest should be controlled. It should be banned. Okay, it should be controlled. Burning of the forest should be banned or controlled in order to preserve our natural resources. Okay, because by burning the forest, it destroyed the natural resources such as trees, and all the living organisms also were burned to death. Let us now discuss how we can safely handle the fire. So, as I have told you, it is very important, but at the same time, it is very dangerous. We have to handle the fire safely. Okay, we should not play with fire. Understand, students? We should not play with fire because it is very important and it makes our life very comfortable and very easy. But at the same time, it is very, very dangerous. So we should not play with the fire, and we should also put off the fire properly. Okay. Well, after finishing, when we are not about to use the fire, then we have to put off it properly. Okay, because it's very dangerous, and we have to be very careful with the fire. Now we have to be very careful while playing with the crackers, because especially during the Christmas seasons and the festive seasons, most of the students used to play with the crackers. So the sparks used to come out, and then it used to form the fire. So we should be very careful while playing with the crackers. Okay. And then while using the matchstick also, we should be kept away this matchstick away from our body. Okay. Even the gas regulator also, those who are using the cooking gas at home, even we should be very careful. We should be very careful because once you are finished with cooking, once you are finished with using that cooking, or once you are finished of making your own tea, your gas regulator should be turned off. Okay, it should not be on. You should have to turn off when you are not in use. And also it is very important that candle or kerosene, petrol, nylon cloths, we should not wear a nylon cloth and go near the fire, because this nylon cloth is very easy to catch the fire. And then even the petrol and the kerosene also, we should be very, very careful, because this kerosene and petrol are very, very easy to catch the fire. So, as I have told you, we should not play with the fire. So, let us summarize the lessons that we have discussed. So, the discovery of fire was a earlyman for great discovery, and then the discovery of fire changed the life of an early man. Okay, and then this early man ate uncooked food, but slowly after the discovery of fire, they learned how to eat the cooked food. Okay, and then this fire also keep this early man, and then it protect this early man away from the wild animals. Okay, and then even today also we can see a big machine running with the help of the energy that is produced by the fire. But fire is very dangerous if we don't use it carefully. So, as I have told you, these early men, they live in a jungle like an animals, but with the discovery of fire, their life progressed, and they slowly, at first they used to cover the bodies with the leaves and the skins of an animals, but slowly they learn how to cook meat, and then they live in caves, etc. So we have come to the end of the discussions, but before that I have an activity for you. So this is an activity, you have to say true or false. Okay, so the early men live in a modern lifestyle. Is it true or false? It is false. Okay, they live in a jungle like a nomad. Okay, so this is the lessons for you. I hope that you can able to solve your activity exercises that is given on your textbook and independently by yourself. Okay, so we have come to the end of the discussion. Thank you for tuning in. Stay safe and see you on the next class.